Hello and welcome to week 2 of May 2023's Coffee and Card. I'm Linda from lindaspapercraft.co.uk and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. We're still playing in the rain, both inside and out, looking at outside at the moment. And today, beautiful little fun fold with our gorgeous fox. So it's an offset gatefold, and they actually overlap. So one's on one side and the other's on the other. So, okay, and well, let's get started. Pop that to one side and get my kit out. Do only just fit. So I've already die cut my little fox out of the designer series paper. You've probably just got a square of designer series paper with a fox in to cut him out just using the dies, and then I've cut you out using the Stylish Shapes dies, a couple of little bunches of flowers, one for inside and one for outside. Still with the Stylish Shape dies, we have a couple of circles for the front, and then woohoo, it's back. Misty Moonlight has returned to us. It was an in colour quite a few years ago now, and we all loved it. Actually, no, it's not that long ago. Maybe the year before last. Anyway, everybody loved it. It was just such a fabulous neutral to have around. I even had my logo designed this colour, although now it's Night of Navy. I could change it back, couldn't I? But we are so pleased to see Misty Moonlight has joined us again as part of the colour refresh. So as soon as I could get my hands on some of it, I used it. Anyway, I digress. That is the Misty Moonlight, and it is using the Raindrops embossing folder, which is part of the Playing in the Rain suite, which is in the old catalogue. It has also come across into the new catalogue, so that embossing folder is still available, but I've done it for you. And then offset gatefold card. So I've basically scored at 7 and 17.5, so you've still got your 7. So basically you just need, whatever you do this, plus 10 is your second score. So 7.5, 17.5, and that just gives you your offset. So you could have your offset wherever you wanted it. I just thought that looked quite nice. And it is just a basic A6 card. Right, so I shall do my stamping first. There's very little stamping, so there's a little bit of a sentiment inside, and then I've stamped some raindrops and things, and I've done my... Oh, and I've done... There's loads of stamping. So let's get on. Hopefully it won't be quite the epic last week's was. So in the inks I've used, I have used Cajun Craze, which is the same colour as the card, and then I have used Balmy Blue, which is what this is. With it being a self-coloured, you can use Balmy Blue. If you've got any blue, probably would work, or you could use the Versamark, which is out somewhere. Oh no, it's not, it's there. This one. The watermark stamp also works, although you will need to leave it to dry a little bit longer. So I have used, so the first thing I stamped was the clouds, and these actually, there is a die that cuts these out, which I've used on another card. As I say, there's loads of dies with this. It's well worth getting the dies. So just for the cloud dies, so as you can see, they cut those out beautifully. Okay, so this is on my circle. So fox is quite large, so I just put the dies sort of at the top right hand side of the circle, so at least we got to see some of them. Helps if you add the ink first. Okay, so pop that there, and then I just added the raindrops in. Okay, and I think I'm going with it. Yes, they are that way. And then I think I'll have them slightly going off. Okay. So they sort of tessellate in together. There's a gap there for them to go in, but then I ended up with this little gap here, so most of that's going to be covered with fox, so I'm just going to go back in and just add a few extra raindrops. And say they're a little bit disorganised there, but I don't think it'll matter. Put 2 more on there. Okay, so let's get putting this card together. Oh no, getting all excited. I stamped on the inside, rainy days are better with you. So that's probably too big a block. Let's go slightly smaller. Outside this sort of calm, it's chaos outside my and I think half my bottom blocks are somewhere hidden on my desk. Right, so, and because it's a gatefold, I just thought I'd put it up in the sort of the top right hand corner of the card rather than in the middle, because it's offset. So, rainy days are better with you. And then on the circle, I've put the Oh Happy Day, which has had me singing Oh Happy Day, and sorry for the singing, but I've been singing it non-stop while I've been doing these cards, and you're going to be singing it now. Sorry. Okay, just stamping that there. And then, as I said last week, you are using these little daisies on quite a few of the, I think 3 out of the 4 of the cards I've got the daisies on. So. Right, so I'm actually going to use the putty tool this time, so I'll get it ready. Nice and sticky. So, and I'm just going to put dots of glue where I want the flowers. So little dots of glue where I'm going to put the flowers. And then this is brilliant for picking up little things. So I'm popping them on. I'm going for all yellow this time again. So that's done. Right, and then I'm just going to put the card together. Right, so I'll start on the inside. And then put one of the flowers tucked under that leaf there, or that fold. There we go. Liquid glue, lots of wiggle room. Now I'm going to put the raindrops on. Make sure you've got your raindrops falling down. This is going on this side with a nice even border. This one on the other side. Again, making sure that your raindrops are falling down. So that's pointed up, round and down. then I'm going to pop my circle on, and I want it to be about there. So I'm going to put some glue on this edge here, because I know that's where I'm going to put it. And then holding it this way, I'm putting glue on this area here. And then holding it shut, putting it back down roughly where I had it. And that way it's nice and secure, but there's no glue here. Okay, so that's that one. This one's slightly more complicated because I decided I wanted it on dimensionals. Ooh, that one's not stuck. Bizarre. I think you probably need to make sure you've pressed them down. I'll come back to that in a second. I don't want to lose that little flower again. So dimensionals can go all over the fox. So we are using up our last little bits of dimensionals on this sheet. So if you don't know, I live in Sale, which is in Trafford, which is in South Manchester, and I do in-person classes. So if you're interested at all, then do bob along to my website. But I tend to like to give people whole sheets of dimensionals, so I end up with all these and outsides to use up on my videos. I don't want to use my sharp scissors. There we go. I used to think my mum was weird when she had to have certain scissors for certain jobs, and you just go ballistic if we use the wrong scissors, like sewing scissors for cutting up chicken or something. Or paper, even worse. And now I'm just as precious about my scissors as she used to be. So I have this older pair of scissors that actually came with my Cricut, which I use for glue, or stuff that's potentially got glue on it. So there is one fox. Let's move the little flowers. There they are. And the flowers are on dimensionals as well. Oh, they're stuck down now. Fabulous. And on this side, so I'm actually only going to put one on because I don't want the card itself lifting it as well, if I put a dimensional on the other side. Okay, so just pop that there. There we go, and then we'll do this one. So as you can see, I want it on this side, but I'm not using glue, I'm using dimensionals. So I need two dimensional. I'm going to use full ones. Here we go. So I need a dimensional on here and underneath it. Okay, so I've kept my finger on the bit that's going to be overlapping and just put the two dimensionals on there. Two should be enough because they are very strong. Close that up and then just pop that where you want it. So lightly down. Yeah, can't see any dimensionals, so that's fine, so I can press that down properly. If you haven't pressed it down properly, they're really easy to get off. If you have pressed it down properly, what you actually do is if you go in here, find your dimensional and cut it in half, then you can peel them off once you've done that. So if you are in the wrong place, it's fine. And there we go. So that's card number 2 of 4. So hope you've enjoyed that, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so, and I shall see you all next week. Take care. Bye.